Okay. Great. Can you introduce yourself to our site visitors?
I am Rick DeJesus from Adelitas Way.
Gosh, it has been so long since we've caught up with you guys. Fill me in. What's been going on? I feel like it's been a little quiet, but now there's some big news for you guys.
You know, I think it's been a little quiet because I took some time off to be a father. You know, I had a daughter.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And I just wanted to make sure that I raised her for the first year, and I was really present and really there for the pregnancy and everything. And you know, I'm going to be very involved. You know what I mean? So I have to game plan my life around being involved and also doing what I was meant to do, you know. So I raised her for a year, made an album that I worked really, really hard on. You know, it took a year and a half to write it, and now we're back, and you know, we're gonna make some noise, man.
So can you tease me a little bit with what we can expect from the album?
It's amazing. I mean, the record is it's, how can I explain it? Like I want to just tell you like how people are going to listen to it. Like, is there hits on the record? Yeah, I think there's hits on the record, but it's so much more than that. It's a record. We made a 13-song album of ourselves, and I gave everything that I had into this record. All of me is in this, you know, and I'm going to do that on every album. You know what I mean? I love my first 2 records, but this record is great. You know, I wrote the first 2 albums, and I wrote this album. And it's if you're a fan of Adelitas Way, you're a fan of me, you're a fan of us, and everything we do from the live show to the album experience, then you're gonna love the album. You know, I think we even are gonna exceed what everyone thinks we're capable of.
That's amazing. I have to ask, is it ever hard for you to put so much of yourself out there? Because you guys really do put a lot of yourselves out there.
It is because sometimes you almost see like music in general is almost getting a little underappreciated, and I really take my fans seriously and personally, and I take my music seriously and personally, and I really you know, take how I affect people's lives seriously as well, you know. And sometimes it bums me out to give all of myself and put it on a record, and knowing that more people could be or should be hearing it, you know, and more people would like it if they heard it. And it's just, music's in a weird place right now where rock and roll is really just having a difficult time being heard by everybody. But I think if everybody heard us, there would be more lives we touched.
What do you think we could do to remedy that, or what steps do you think are being taken to remedy? I mean, you see so many rock fans out at these festivals like Carolina Rebellion. Here we'll be at Rock on the Range next week, and it's just thousands of rock fans. So I always tell people, you know, when they say rock is dead, like, you know, they haven't come out to these live shows to see this.
Well, people got to stay patient. I mean, I think the bands who are going to say rock is dead are going to weed themselves out, you know, as pretenders. I think the first step towards bringing it back is making great albums, and we're going to make sure that we do our part and that's what we did on this. We try to make sure we did our part to make a great album for ourselves, for rock and roll. You know, we need to have a positive attitude about rock and roll, not a negative one. You can't go around here, you know, be backstage at a festival or be anybody, you know, being a part of festivals or a part of shows. I mean, shows that are selling out, rock shows are selling out, they're everywhere. You got to have a positive attitude about what is going on in rock and roll, and not talk about what's not going on in rock and roll. And everyone will come around. People love guitars. They love that you know, bands can really play. They love that we're actual artists, man, and they'll come back. It will touch people's lives some way or another.
Absolutely. What's fascinating to me, and like, you know, I'm sure as a songwriter, is the ability to weave an entire story into a 3 to 4 minute song and invoke an emotion in a listener. What does that mean to you as a songwriter?
It means a lot, you know, but I also feel like I have a message to kind of spread, man. You know, like I don't want to say that I don't think too much about the songs I write, because I think too much about them. You know what I mean? I want to say that sometimes messages are just given to me, man. Sometimes it's like an electrical current. I'll just sing, or the band will be jamming. I'll go up to the mic, and the first 15 things I say are how the record goes. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of magic. It's a little bit of everything, and I try to just write the stories that I you know, the way I feel sometimes, or the way that I see things. And you know, some people, you know, I have an audience who understands me, and they connect with me, and we kind of see eye to eye.
So what led to your decision for Dog on a Leash to kind of be the first song to come out from this?
You know, I think it's a great tone setter. You know, we we made a really raw album. You know, it's very, very, you know, guitar driven and vocal driven. What's not over edited, not overproduced, very organic, very close to what our live show brings to the table. You know, it's very, very real. And Dog on a Leash gives a good portrayal of that, but it also doesn't, it still sounds like Adelitas Way. You know what I mean? It sounds like us, it is us. It's got a little bit of a different feel to it, but I believe it's a great introduction to what's about to happen. I mean, I won't base an entire album off one song. I think that after this record comes out, you know, people are going to understand what I'm talking about.
Are you ever surprised which songs fans tend to gravitate towards? Did you ever have a feeling about one or the other, and then that's like totally the opposite?
You know, I try to just appreciate the positive things the fans say. You know, when someone comes up to me, no matter what song it is, it's not about me, it's not about my hit or about, you know, it doesn't go that deep selfish-wise. You know what I mean? It's more about when someone says, your song Brother changed my life. All Falls Down is for me, or Alive is why we're together. I appreciate them all, that I'm a part of that with them. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm my people, you know?
Spoke a little bit about changes in the music industry and everything. Which one has had the biggest effect on you?
What's changed?
Or which change has had the biggest effect on you? Most
easily illegal downloading. I mean, it easily has made it very hard for bands and new bands and upcoming bands to make a living. But the ones who love it power through all that, and you know, we continue to drive and we continue to make records and we continue to keep our head focused on just on all the positive things. But yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, everyone's going to Spotify, which, you know, as artists, we don't get paid off that. But the way that they can help is by coming out to the live shows, seeing the band live, sharing the experience with them, in front of them, feeling the energy from where it all began. All those songs started live. Every song I've ever written started live. You're getting to see the inception. You know, everything was created. So that's how you can help bands. Come to live shows, buy T-shirts, man. That's the answer.
Well, I was going to ask if, like, kind of keeping that live element alive, even in the recording studio, is that like a conscious effort for you?
Of course it was. People need to know. I mean, you know how many times we've heard on our first two albums that we're better live than they thought we were going to be, or we're better live than the albums, or, you know what I mean? That's a great compliment, but I also take pride in it, you know, and I want to give people the best us that I can, and if people are telling me that, I got to listen to the people and try to make a record that captures that, you know, and I see where music is, man. All I can do is put out the best material I can and give my heart every time I go on the stage, and that's all that I focus on. I don't focus on anything else.
Absolutely. Well, we definitely missed you guys.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. Let everyone know.
That's great. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking a few minutes to speak with me. Is there any comments you'd like to share with fans?
So we love the fans, man. We love you guys. Everything's up to you. I mean, the fans keep this. Every band that you love, you're the driving force behind keeping them rolling by buying T-shirts, albums, CDs, going to shows. If you want your favorite band to stay around, I'm not saying us. We're going to stay around. We're going to do what we do. But if you love some of the new bands, King, if you love Adelitas Way, if you love Alter Bridge, the way to make sure you continue to get Alter Bridge records and Adelitas Way records and King records and is to support your bands by going to shows and buying T-shirts and supporting the artists.
Absolutely. That's great. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're good.